everybody, my name is Shannon and I am still waiting for my Satyr, and today we are talking about the sequel to Little Thieves, Painted Devils by Margaret Owen. I was really excited when I found out about this book because Little Thieves was one of my favorite books that I read last year. I just really fell in love with that world and the characters. The humor was so good. And then a couple of weeks ago I decided to read something else by Margaret Owen, which was The Merciful Crow, and I really wasn't into it, so I got very nervous going into Painted Devils. However, I am very happy to say that I absolutely adored this book, and I might have even liked it more than the first one. Painted Devils picks up not too long after the events of Little Thieves. I want to say it's like a couple of months. When we meet back up with Vanya, she has reluctantly become the vessel for a new cult. She didn't mean to do this, it just sort of happened. She's trying to get out of it, but nonetheless, she is pretending to be the vessel for this goddess that she made up called the Red Maid of the River. However, then the Red Maid of the River actually shows up right when Emmerich came back and was like, girl, you left me, you were supposed to come back for me, and you never came back for me, and now I have to investigate you for impersonating a god. This girl shows up and she's like, oh, I'm gonna claim you as my sacrifice, and now Vanya and Emmerich have to find a way to break this claim, otherwise he's gonna lose his life. I adored this story. I thought it was just so well done. I really was worried about how I was gonna feel with how the characters were handled, because I liked the ending of the first book. I thought it ended very nicely. Obviously Vanya still has like a lot of things to work through, but for the most part, like, it ended very well, so I was unsure what the conflict was going to be in this book, and a large part of it is focused on her and Emmerich trying to work out their relationship. These are two people who never really thought they were gonna find a love like they have for each other. It's very awkward and it's very real, and I really, really loved that. There is also a really big emphasis on intimacy within a relationship and them figuring things out for themselves, and also dealing with other people's perception of what their intimate relationship should look like. And overall, like, Margaret Owen handled that unbelievably well. I was truly shocked while I was reading this book, and I really loved the emotional beats that she gave the characters along the way. Along with that, we also get to delve into a little bit more of Vanya's past. So, you know, she was the 13th daughter of a 13th daughter. Her mother abandoned her and gave her to death and fortune, so she grew up not knowing about her family other than the fact that she was completely abandoned by them, and now she's faced with unpacking that trauma, and I really, really love that. I was not expecting it, and the way that this book handled that, along with the sacrifices and who in fact this god really was so interesting, and I was not expecting like the twists and connections that were going to be made as the book went on. I really do think I might have liked this one more than the first one, and I think that's just because it is such an intimate story about Vanya and how she feels and how she's moving through the world. She has to unpack a lot of trauma before she can have her happily ever after, and at the end of this book we do find out there's going to be a third one, and we're gonna see her continue on that journey because she still has a long way to go, even though she makes a lot of progress in this book. So I am giving this book an A+. I really loved it. This series so far is turning out to be just one of my favorites of all time, so I cannot wait to see where things are going to shape up as the story goes on, and I really hope we get to see Giselle back. She wasn't in this book at all, but we do get to see Ragna a little bit, and she talks about her, so I really hope we get to see more of that in the future. But yeah, overall, like, this series is so good. I'm so glad that I decided to pick it up, and I highly recommend you check it out. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to Talk Books with me every week. That's everything I got for today, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.